sometimes Mother Nature just plays games. And yes, it's the middle of the summer here where it should be dry and hot and warm. And instead it's wet and muggy, which you could expect the muggy part because it's summertime, but don't necessarily expect the sloppy, mucky yard that we're working in. We just have to make adjustments, and that's kind of part of construction, and part of what we do is just have to accommodate the weather and make do and help the homeowner understand as well sometimes that weather delays and things. So that's where we're at today. We're gonna work around through the mud and do the best that we can.
You to get out of the mud.
Oh,
you can get
shoot.
We will be pouring hopefully within the next couple days. It just depends on the weather and the availability of getting concrete. So we've got 3 different sections that we're going to form up and get ready for the patio. We're not pouring all at one time because of the way that we're doing it. We're pouring sections so that we can work on those sections and then pour around them. If we were doing all the same pattern, all the same texture, then we could do it all at the same time. But because we're changing it up, we're varying it up, we're getting a little creative with our concrete. We're making a point of doing sections a little bit different so that when it all comes together, it becomes this really cool, integrated, well thought out, planned patio.
Secret to digging a good hole. That's a good question.
Well, either enjoy it or else act like you enjoy it.
Keep it wide.
Makes it a lot more fun.
Actually scoop the dirt out and not have your shovel just get stuck and eventually break.
I enjoy it. And I make it look like I enjoy it.
Learned that from experience.
You broke a shovel?
Yes. Three, four.
I like them. My ears 3 times a day.
You want a toad? Toadie's your friend. Toad. There's the toad. Look at him. And this is what Just Make It Work looks like, right?
Yep. Pretty much.
I'm Mark. Well, that's the name my parents gave me.
What is it? What's a typical day in the life of Mark?
Plumbing, troubleshooting, installs, a lot of service work.
Yeah.
In the pool.
Why, hello there.
We'll be like, where's the sockets at?
Yum.
This guy fits in here. There should be 4 prongs, 1 broke.
See me creeping?
Today I'm wheeling concrete.
Woo!
So today is the first step in really completion. When you start putting patio down, it starts bringing the project together because it gives you hard spaces to work and you really get to see the shape of things. So today went well.
We are setting the lower patio for the fire pit. This is a mag. I am magging the edge so that it's level with the form board and just making it kind of smooth so that it can be floated, and then eventually we'll throw some colored release on this mud.
We did kind of some fun stamping, a little different than normal, trying to be different, allow it to be different, let the yard kind of speak to us and be what it is. And it's this pirate shipwreck thing, so we want to use lots of boards and broken stuff, and so we kind of are using that in the patio and everything else, trying to break some stamped to look like broken up boards amidst the textured concrete, that type of thing. And I think it was a good day, a good start to what is going to be a sensational patio.
Hello there, Dave.
Hello, Katie.
How are you feeling right now?
Fabulous. A lot better that we're done wheeling. Can I get a microphone here? I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. My name is Dave. I am your cousin. Well, your dad, Al, is brothers with my dad, Rick, and I am his second oldest son, one of many sons that work here.
Do you like working here?
Oh, absolutely.
We haven't seen you.
Dave.
You know what? I enjoy everything. I really do. Alrighty.
Is it true that you wheeled with your girlfriend today?
I did
How did that go?
pretty well. I don't know if she feels the same way, but
She kicked some butt.
she did. Yep, she's a very hard worker.
I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
Pretty good.
You look a little colored.
I'm a little tired, so.
I got to work out just looking at you.
Good.
And Zach, you want to tell me about who that fellow is?
I don't know, some random kid I met. I don't know where he came from.
Found him at Home Depot, invited
I
him on.
did.
Is it interesting to work with your boyfriend?
No.
I think we are now at 72 yards from a truck, and we've hand mixed at least 14. So we're looking in the neighborhood at this point of 86 yards of concrete thereabouts, and we're quite a ways from being done yet.
No.
You hate it?
Looks like difficult work.
As we get closer to getting to the point where we need to do the decorative stuff, the interesting stuff, the theming stuff, we start amassing things, and a lot of times we have to build them. In this particular case, because it's a pirate theme and there's a fascination with skulls, and
Never have enough skulls. I'm telling
we
you.
want to do more of skulls and bones and things. We've cast all kinds of different skulls in all kinds of different medium. And I thought what I would do is show you the 3 different skull castings, the way we're doing it in molding, and then the look of each one of them and how different they are by just doing a little different technique. What they are, this is just a latex mold with a fiberglass backing. I have 2 skulls in here. You can just see the back of the concrete. So here's the pair. These are a little bit more sinister. So that's the first one. Second one, we have a clamshell made out of fiberglass here. This mold has taken a little bit more of a beating. Easy, but there's the shell and here's the mold. Here's what happens as we peel the mold apart, and there we have our second skull. And then we have this one. This is a latex mold as well. It relies on the latex to support the casting and not a fiberglass edge. So the third different one. So here they are, 3 different skulls, 3 different casting styles. Well, to have variety. Now we could have done all of the skulls all the same, but it's more interesting to do variety. We've also used kind of a clear resin to give us something light from the inside so it'll glow a little bit. It's using the same mold right here. Really, to cast something this big in a clear resin is really difficult to get it to be clear. So we have this yellow hue, which is okay because this is going in the grotto. We're gonna put a low voltage light inside of it, so you'll just get this sense of it glowing. This is just a 2-part smooth on resin. This is the exact same one that I just spray painted gold, but again, a little more defined front face that could be mounted directly on something. And then we also have, this is a heat resistant epoxy, which will allow me to put the skulls in the fire features so that we can have this fire feature, we can have fire coming out of the eyes of the skull. You put skulls on a table and it seems like a massive amount, but if you spread this over an entire yard, it's not very massive. So what we need to do is do groupings and collections of things unexpected, so over time people find these interesting places that we decided to use skulls, because that's a piece and an indication of the project. We kind of play with that until we get it right. Mixed it all at once. Really simple. Majority of the air bubbles out, and again, we're not super concerned with, we just want the general detail. These are like stones that are going to be mudded into the walls of things. So we're, again, far less concerned with every detail because they're just accent things that people will see from a distance. So what I think we do, Kate, is I think I'll get the cements out and we'll cut the corner of this block off. And we'll put a big one on each corner like that, and then do the small ones like this. What do you think?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Hey. Hey. The dog. Excuse me. But working on your belly is not a good idea. So Kate, if you want to sort of, work them all together, or, do a mosaic and put more of them along there, you can. We'll just have the sides will be straight. So up to you.
Joey, what do you have in your hair? Is this concrete?
Well, we're planning another pour of concrete. We're going to do this upper patio. That's why we're getting the post for the pergola rough coated first, because we're carving all of them. It's a wood beam underneath, but then we're carving it to look like old trees.
Today, before concrete comes, because the homeowner has 2 young girls, I've always wanted to see if I could carve just a little animal in a little knot hole. As you figure on ships, rats and rodents were getting into the, they have for food sources. So that's the fun part about it, is doing little stuff like this, where it's not really noticeable amongst the whole scheme of things. It takes a while to hopefully find it and then be surprised when they do.
I'm standing, we're pouring another section of the patio. And the reason we're doing it in stages is it allows us to get a little more creative. Instead of making the patio all one thing, all one color, all one stamp pattern, all one whatever, this allows us to play a little bit and do something a little bit different. So when we do it in pieces, it allows us to mix the colors a little bit. We're not trying to match everything to everything else. Instead, it gives us these individual spaces. And it'll be a little different story if we had to hire a concrete company to come in and do it in stages. They probably wouldn't want to do it. They'd want to pour all at once. But being that we do our own patios, this gives us the flexibility and the freedom to kind of be creative, to do what we want to do. And that's why that's what we're doing here, is pouring in stages, getting a little more creative with each piece as we go, so that when it's all said and done, they'll have these really cool patio spaces all done out of concrete.
We got here ahead of Al with a whole long list of things to do. So I set Kaylee and Zach on boulders.
This is Zach's first time carving a boulder, so we'll see how it turns out.
It is. Excited. Anxious. I think it's gonna go extremely well.
So, as you can see, we have just rough boulders down here right now. So we're setting carve coat on top of these rough coated boulders. And you don't need to have the carve coat like pretty at first. You just kind of throw all the mud on, see where it lands. And then as it starts to firm up a little bit, because sometimes it's a little on the wetter side, it's hard to get it like an actual boulder shape. So then once it sets up a little bit, you just start like smoothing it out, but not too smooth. And when you're starting to like connect them like mine, you don't want to make like super distinct lines, because with the carve tool, you'll be able to do that. Sometimes if it just looks like a blob to you and you have no idea what to do to fix it, a good resource is Karen, because no matter what your boulder looks like, if it looks like a pile of poop, Karen can fix it. Oh, Karen!
Like this?
Yeah, see, this is my struggled boulder. That's the one we needed help with.
This one?
Yeah.
See, 'cause Zach's comes out.
Yeah.
Maybe have Zach build it out like this. Have yours set back so that now. But sometimes when it's so wet, it's just gonna keep sliding down. So get your shape and then come back and build up your height.
If you're not seeing a boulder and you have like other stuff you can do, go do something else and come back to it, because usually like if you let it sit for a while and then come back and restart, you'll usually get the hang of like, oh, now I can see like, oh, this should go here, that should go there. So I'd come back to it after a while if you just aren't getting the boulder shape that you like.
Good advice, Kaylee.
Big. Yeah, I don't understand what their idea is over here.
Feeling all right about it, I suppose. Say for carving the first one, it went pretty decent. I hope.
When Al got here, he came up and said, "That's not what I had in mind." More water going.
We don't want to just boulder those. We need to do something interesting. We have an opportunity, and making boulders out of them.
Yeah, that would have been nice to know.
I know. He had a vision, a more creative vision. So I am taking perfectly good boulders and Kaylee and I eventually are going to turn them into details. A landscaping bed is going to be in front of them with like big tall beach grasses and whatever else planting material. So these are not going to be right away visually interesting. They're going to be the details that are hidden. People are going to say, when did that get there? I never saw that before, because it'll have been hidden, you know, kind of behind the beach grass.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That skull might kill the plant that's in front of it. I'm just saying. Might not get as much water as the other plants. How'd you find your marbles?
And they were a perfect fit for the holes I carved, so when I ran to get the Vaseline for the wall, I grabbed super glue and glued them in.
Yeah, it's super cool. I noticed it right away the other day when we were out here, and I was like, wow, when did he get eyes? And she's like, he always had eyes. No, he didn't. Yeah. Yeah. There you go, see? Yeah, very cool.
So do you,
Oh my gosh.
one last thing, if you were to be gone for any reason, you don't think the pool company would tease you in any way, do you?
It's, oh God, yeah, because you haven't done it so far. Yeah, I can't imagine that would ever happen. I can only imagine the videos that have already been created.
Friday morning, and quite a few of us are here today with a long list of get-her-dones, which I've just been told is probably because we're gonna try and pull off what Al calls his shock and awe. You in here? Or are you putting lights on in here? Are we shock and awing? Is that what you're trying to do this week? Okay, that'll be cool.
There, and then.
Okay, I got it. I got it. You want lots of little details and.
What we're still missing is details. We're missing guns and rum bottles, and you know, we need that soft stuff needs to be mixed in there.
Yeah.
It is always fun when the homeowner leaves and goes away and is going to be gone for a week. They just open themselves up for us to be able to mess with them and tease them and play with them.
If, for example, I was unable to see it firsthand, I don't know how else you could do it without having a picture every day sent to you by one of the nicest people on the crew.
And send them pictures of stuff as if it's not getting done, and they want pictures of the yard, so they're going to probably get all kinds of selfies from all of us, and they'll probably get some other things, some close-ups of stuff they can't figure out what it is. And so I have a feeling that the deluge of pictures and videos that they will be receiving while away will keep them wondering what we're doing here. Does it impact the project? Yes, absolutely it does. It makes it better.
Sorry, I gotta get my leg the right way.
This is Al recording live because I have to, because she says I have to, and therefore she's my kid and I'm stuck doing it.
Thanks. Real nice of you.
I'm going to get myself a drink of water, which she won't seem to want to let me do. Hey, everybody. We are going to spank Jesse. Come here. Everybody, come on. Come on. Come on. He's ready. He's ready for it.
And then it went. Where's the pool, Dave?
There. Go lay in the creek. How am I getting that low?
Excuse me. Hi, I love you. Get out of my face.
Are you on?
Auntie does.
You want me to sit on his thing?